So this is the pound dollar analysis for Thursday the 12th of October. Now, what have we seen? What's actually happened here? Now today on the 11th, prices did go into a bit of a consolidation. We've tested this 50-period moving average and it has held, and it does appear to be forming support. As this 20-period and 50-period moving average have come up to contract and squeeze the 200-period moving average, instead of breaking down, we are breaking up in prices. So currently we are above the 200-period moving average, which is going to be pound bullish, but the break has not been an aggressive break. It has not been, doesn't seem to have had much momentum. The momentum seems quite limited. So as momentum seems quite limited in the break of the 200-period moving average, I'm going to expect tests of the 200-period moving average from the other side, so to the downside. So I'm going to expect prices to retrace somewhat, possibly going all the way down and testing this 50-period moving average, as there doesn't appear to be much momentum in the market at the moment. Seems like buyers have either taken a rest or they're waiting for some new information to come out in regards to the pound against the dollar. Now, if I look at this, if I stay on this current time frame, the hourly, assuming that these moving averages are held, I'll be looking at 132.81, seeing how prices react in around there. Over here, we're seeing that prices broke down from that level. We've tested it a couple of times over here. This was earlier in the month of October, and we did break down from there. So it's going to be a level we'll be looking at, 32.81. See how prices react, whether we do break down again and head towards 131.47. Before we get all the way down to 131.47, we would be above the 250 and 20-period moving average. See how those dynamic levels of support and resistance react to prices, whether there is any reaction at all. If we do hold 132.81, so say we break above it strongly, and we do hold it, a couple of tests of it, and we started putting a continuation pattern to the upside, I'll be looking at 33.50. It's unlikely we'll get up to 33.50 tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, on Thursday, the 12th. But it is a level which is possible to be. We could get to that level sometime in the short term, and more likely in the medium term. Now, if we do break down in prices, I've mentioned before 131.47. Beneath that, again, we'll be looking at 130.93 as the next possible level. I wouldn't expect prices to break down much beyond that in one day. So if I have a look at the higher time frame, just see where we are. The usual protocol is to look at the higher time frames and go all the way down to the execution time frame, but I'm doing it a bit differently at the moment. So last month, the month of September, we did see we were having a bullish engulfing candle form, and we did break down a little bit when we tested the close of the I think it was the close of the Brexit week, was it? Yes, over here we've had the weekly candle close on Brexit in around the 136.50 level. Prices have gone all the way up there and subsequently sold at that. So that's what happened in September. So we are, if you have a look at the chart as we had a consolidation. Prices have begun to turn up, which is pound bullish, but we had to successfully navigate the bearish momentum which followed from the 136.57 level. Now we do appear to be having have buyers in the market pushing it up at present, so we have to see how this month closes out. And so let's just go down to the weekly time frame, just see where we are in regards to weekly. Again, on the weekly, if you do remember my analysis from earlier in this week, earlier this week, and yes, it would have been this week. I did mention that what you often sometimes see in trends is exhaustion candles, and they usually signal the end of trends. What do I mean by that? Let's quickly go into it. So we had these two. This is on a weekly time frame. So we've had these two bearish weeks here, following this large move, this big move to the upside. Okay, wasn't anything to really worry about. I was expecting a bull flag and a break of 36.57, but it didn't play out that way. We then put in this really bearish candle. This candle is pretty large in size in relation to the previous two candles, and it closed near its low all the way down at the 20-period moving average on the weekly time frame. Now, when you have, say, two bearish weekly candles, and then we have this big exhaustion candle, this big candle here, all the way down into support, dynamic support at the moving average, which is the 20-period moving average just mentioned, you can often see a reversal in price or a heavy retracement. And what I mean by a heavy retracement is a quite a big retracement. I did mention that's what I was looking for, and you could say that's what's happened so far this week. We've had not much selling to the downside and buying to the upside from the candle breaking all the way down to the 20-period moving average. So what does this mean in this context? We're still below the 36.57, so we have to maintain a degree of caution, but we are supported by this 20-period moving average, and this 20-period moving average, let's just see where it is. Currently, this 20-period moving average is sitting at 130. Is it 130.48? Yes, it's at 130.48. That's currently where it is sitting, and I do expect it to be held on the pound US dollar. Although we do have a lot of Brexit related news, which can pretty much throw any analysis in the pound into question. All it takes is a government minister or an advisor or a negotiator to say something, and it pretty much shows everything in here. So if we go down to the daily time frame, get a better idea. So if you have a look at the daily time frame, you have this moving average here in black, and we did see provided some resistance over here in July, and here it is providing support. We've seen prices come all the way down, test it, closed off the low after reacting to it, and we have not looked back. We've had 3 consecutive days of bullish price action, candles closing closer to their highs than their lows. We've had the first 2 candles close pretty sizable candles on the daily time frame, closing near their highs. The candle from Wednesday, the 11th of October, and we did push down a bit, but we did close near its high. We did close near the candle's highs, so we might be seeing a little bit of weakness coming into this market before we head up to the 3281 level, but it might just be a case of a consolidation before a push to the upside. It might just be a bit of a after seeing the candles after being bought back up from, let's just see where that level is, from 32.27. It might just be a case of a bit of consolidation before heading all the way up to the 3281, which I've already identified. So that should wrap it all up. So before I go, LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.